From Questism's Daniel almost dying, to Lookism's very own Zack showing up in a chapter. In today's video, I have something very special for you guys. Today we're going to be reviewing not one, not two, not three, but 4 exclusive chapters of Questism, translated and that haven't even been released on the Korean version of Webtoon Naver. So without further ado, let's do this. Chapter 137 starts off with Daniel in a dire situation as, unbeknownst to him, Cho-yoon Slime is ready to dispatch of him the moment he says something wrong. And as Daniel is speaking to Cho-yoon, he activates a card called Lie Detector to see if Daniel is lying about his report. He reports seeing Soo-hyun using some strange power and says that he'll be a problem, and the Lie Detector says that Daniel isn't lying. And as their conversation goes on, Cho-yoon says that he'll no longer waste time and start attacking the south, as Daniel agrees. He looks back and sees Cho-yoon Slime retreating. We then cut to a panel of Soo-hyun speaking with the Cardmaster, asking for strength, and as always, the Cardmaster answers vaguely and tells Soo-hyun that the strength never ends, and he needs to trust his teammates, and hints that someone in Soo-hyun's team is the only person that can transcend transcendence. We then cut to a panel of Ha-jun training, and he has internal monologue. We get to see a unique and visceral emotion from Ha-jun, akin to that of self-hatred from Lookism. We then cut to an advisors meeting between Ji-hyuk, Seon-woo, Kim Soo-yeon, and Jae-ha, and with Yun-hyung as well. As they're discussing plans, someone pops up behind Ji-hyuk, and it turns out to be the number 6 of the North, Hong Ji-kwang. And as the crew jumps up to fight him, we cut to a panel of the rest of the North's top crew, number 5 of the North, Jang Jun, and number 4 of the North, Seo Ji-won. As they ask Daniel what Cho-yoon is up to, Daniel tells them that he's currently in the pursuit of the South, and they get up and join Cho-yoon in his pursuit of the South. We then cut to a panel of Cho-yoon absolutely bodying everyone, and we're revealed his quests. And that is it for chapter 137, so let's move on now, shall we? We start off chapter 138 with a panel of the crew jumping Hong Ji-kwang, and as they're all shocked by how easily Hong Ji was able to dodge all 4 of their attacks, he charges at Ji-hyuk and Soo-hyun defends his original advisor, and we're shown Hong Ji's impressive stats, but Soo-hyun is even more so, and a fight ensues between the two. And as it drags out, Ryu Sik-kyung and Cheon Tae-ho join, and as it drags out, Hong Ji decides that he'd be no match for when Cheon Tae-ho and Ryu join the fray, and jumps out of a window, seemingly disappearing. We then cut to a panel of Cho-yoon bodying everyone, and then we cut to Hong Ji-kwang being notified that someone is in their territory. That person turns out to be none other than our West's Gungbuk goat, Ha-jun-gu. We then get a panel of Daniel saying that doing something as risky as this would either turn Ha-jun into a cripple or a legend. And we then get a cold-ass panel of Ha-jun lighting his cigarette in the most badass way ever, ending chapter 138 there. As we get into chapter 139, we see Soo-hyun once again in the card buffet buying some cards, and one catches his eye. The platinum consumable card, Retrogradation, which retracts an ascension. We then cut to Ha-jun, and as he fights through the North's base, all he's thinking about is winning no matter what. He then encounters Ji-kwang, and a fight ensues between the two. Ha-jun tries his best to get a good few hits in, but an X stat is all it takes to overpower Ha-jun, and he loses to Ji-kwang seemingly. We then cut to a panel once again of Cho-yoon absolutely dog-walking everyone, and I mean everyone. And as Cheon Tae-ho lies on the ground, the rest of the West forces join in the fight, and we get a glimpse of what Cho-yoon's stats look like as debuffed. As for chapter 140, chapter 140 is where everything hits the fan. We start off with Ha-jun and his fight with Ji-kwang, and we see the extent of Ha-jun's training building his strength and speed, but it still doesn't prove to be enough. And as his bidding continues, we get a flashback to Ha-jun in the gym, training relentlessly. And a mysterious figure comes up and helps him out. And then we see who it is. Lookism's very own Iron Fortress, Zack. And in that time, in the gym, Zack helps Hajun become stronger than ever, but the outcome of this fight isn't as expected. And well, I'll have Matt take over this part.
And we got the biggest reveal of this chapter. Zack Lee comes in, the boxing genius. Apparently, he's the one who trained Hajun. Did he teach him how to lose or something? Because Hajun has not been getting any stronger. Zack Lee the wimp, Zack Lee the loser? What can I say? Imagine getting trained by Zack Lee just to lose. Where is Agony, Super Agony, the legendary power scaler when you need him? We need Zenkai, Tekkaton, and Agony to come on to make an Avengers level of power scalers. They need to combine to power scale the entire verse of Questism, the entire verse of Lookism. We need them!
Yeah, Hajun eats concrete, but all is well and good since Uljin came and saved Hajun's ass. But we then get a scene of Choyun absolutely dog-walking everyone, and Choyun pulls a James Lee capoeira shit on Risi Kyung, but back to Hajun. Before he gets his head bashed in, he gets saved by Uljin, the boxer who got tag teamed by Haru and Suhyun, with his unit, the Gyeong Uljin unit, with a manpower number of 308 people. And that's how the chapter ends. Honestly, these few chapters have been an absolute roller coaster. The biggest event is Zack training Hajun, and now Hajun definitely got stronger. He just got knocked out before his stats ever fully reached its limit. But what I am curious about is what the Path of Enlightenment actually is. In the next few chapters, I'm sure the influence of Lookism will be ever more present, and it really does seem we're nearing Questism's end. But what do you guys think? Something I'm curious about is who would win between you from the boxer and Zack Lee. But that's all for this video, and so yeah.